Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do another Wild Eye review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the film Party Night. This is one I've been really wanting to see. I love independent slashers. But before I get to it, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for providing me with this copy to review for you guys. They have a great company, and I'll be providing the links in the description box below for their website and their YouTube channel. Definitely go and check them out. They support young, independent horror makers, and that is so important today. Because I believe that that is the future of horror, so definitely check them out. Now, Party Night is a 2017 film, which runs approximately 70 minutes, so it's a fairly short watch, and it's written and directed by Troy Escamilla. Now, if that name sounds familiar, I did a review for Mrs. Claus right before Christmas, and he wrote and directed that. So, in his credits are, of course, Party Night, Mrs. Claus, and there is a movie in pre-production called Teacher Shortage, which I'm definitely eager to check out. Now I'm going to get to three of the main stars. Ryan Poole plays Andrew. Billy Brannigan plays Travis. And Drew Shotwell plays Nelson. Now all these three people were actually in Mrs. Claus as well. I recognized them as soon as I put the movie in and started watching it. And once again, I thought the acting wasn't bad. Now, this movie, of course, was before Mrs. Claus, so I will say that it's not quite, the quality is not quite as good. I believe the director is still learning, and he is getting better, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Basically, a synopsis on this film. A group of kids are going to prom, and they want to go out to one of the kids' uncle's cabin by the lake for an after prom party. And of course, they go out to the cabin by the lake afterwards and are picked off one by one. That is basically the synopsis in a nutshell. There's not really much to it. It does remind me a lot of The Mutilator, and I'll leave it at that. Now, as far as this movie is concerned, I enjoyed the kills. I thought the kills were really good. The acting was decent. Definitely, not... It wasn't terrible. Just like in Mrs. Claus, it wasn't terrible. I really enjoyed the kills. They were cool. The blood was a little too on the orangey red side, if you understand what I mean. Kind of resembling the 70s a little bit. And there are references. Now, I didn't get into this with Mrs. Claus, but I'm going to get into it with both of these films. There are references to certain movies, so you can tell that Troy is a definite horror fan, and it shows in his work. Now I'm going to say something about Troy Escamilla. This guy has skills. I'm definitely interested to see what he puts out in the future. I enjoyed this movie, and I enjoyed Mrs. Claus for what it was, a low-budget slasher film. And you can tell he's definitely influenced by the 80s. The best decade for slashers, in my opinion. But I'm definitely interested in what he's going to come out with in the future, because he does have skills. So, a couple interesting things about the film. This actually has an alternate opening, which didn't really do anything for the film. It was only 30 seconds. And this was shot in 16 days. The cast and crew stayed at the cabin to minimize cost. So, this was also a the first feature from Fright Meter Films, the company that is a part of this one, and Mrs. Claus as well. And this was actually funded with Kickstarter. I'm going to recommend this film. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but I enjoyed it for what it was, a low-budget slasher. I'm going to give this one a 7. So definitely go check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. And thank you again to Wild Eye for providing me with this copy to review for you guys. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.